and welcome back to My Inappropriate Kitchen with Erin and Wendy. I'm Erin, and
I'm Wendy.
And today we're cooking mushroom risotto. And I don't really know how to explain what risotto is. Do you?
It's a rice dish that's
it's
I don't know, kind of like a casserole, sort of.
Sort of. If you think about like peasant food, you probably get a good picture of it because that's a lot of things I cook. It's peasant-like food. So we're gonna get started. And the first thing we need to do to get our food ready is start the mushrooms cooking. And these are our mushrooms. You can use any kind of mushrooms you like, but these are baby bell mushrooms and they're pre-sliced. You need a pound of these, which luckily this is a pound, 16 ounces a pound. And you put 4 tablespoons of butter in a saucepan. Saucepan? No, not a saucepan. You put 4 tablespoons of butter in a pan and melt it. Grab my pan here and let that melt. So that's that, and that'll melt while we get the rest of this ready. In your large pan, you need, the recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of oil, but I don't really measure, I just eyeball it. Is that right? And get that going. Spread it around. The little powdery substance you saw in there was excess salt, because we have a salt grinder. And in your oil goes your onion. You need 1 whole onion chopped, and I've pre-chopped mine so we can save some time. And that goes in your pan with the oil.
Does it matter what kind of onion you use?
It doesn't really matter what kind. It is your taste. We're using a sweet, in-season onion from Georgia. That's what we're using. So let's get that going. These will cook down until they're nice and golden brown. Our butter is almost melted. You don't have to use butter, you can use oil as well. But I had butter and it needs to get used because we don't really use a lot of butter, so that'll get used there. You can hear these starting to sizzling. And stir these occasionally, not constantly, otherwise you're just creating a futile effort. Just make sure they don't burn. That's really the goal of this. And our butter is melted, so now we can go ahead and add our mushrooms. Be careful when you add these because your pan might get a little full of mushrooms.
And splattering grease on a gas stove is no.
Yeah.
It could cause flare-ups.
But in the event of a grease fire, do not use water. That will make it spread. If you have a fire extinguisher, obviously use that. But if you don't, you can smother it with things like salt or flour, or if you have sand around, which I don't know why you would, but that too. Covered in butter. And these have to cook, stirring frequently until they are all nice and browned and all the liquid is evaporated. our pans. Leaving that done.
In our pants?
Pans. Not in our pants. You don't cook in your pants. So, your pants are hot enough. You could cook in them. This is just a mixture of spices that I've chosen to use today. It's salt, pepper, red pepper flakes, and cumin. And we're just going to use a little bit of that in our mushrooms. Save the rest of that.
Smells so good in here. We really need smell-o-vision.
That would be a wonderful innovation. Where's my knife? There's one mushroom in here that didn't get cut.
That happens. I think those are probably cut by machine, so I don't always get all the way cut. Oh my gosh, this smells good. This is such a yummy dish, and it's all vegetarian.
It's completely vegetarian. The only reason it's not vegan is because at the very end you put cheese on it. But that's okay. But you don't have to put cheese on it. You can leave the cheese out and feed it to your vegan friends. A little bit of this got burnt, but that's okay.
This is one of your favorite things to make, isn't it?
It is, because it is so delicious, and it makes a lot, so you have good leftovers too.
Is there anything you could add to this if you wanted to?
If you wanted to, you could add meat to it, like chicken or beef. For something like this, if you eat meat, beef would probably be better, because beef and mushroom go well together. There's another one in here that didn't really get cut.
Oh well.
Just leave it. Sometimes, if I feel like it, I will use a meat substitute. They're called beefless tips, and it's just a little, like, chunk of beef. It's made with soy protein, and they actually taste like the real thing. So, yeah, and I'll put that in there for something extra sometimes. I think our onions are pretty good, and we can start adding our rice. Now the kind of rice we need is arboreal rice. It's just little tiny fat grains of rice, and you need 2 cups of that. You add it gradually while also adding your stock. Actually, sorry, that was wrong. You add all the rice at once and let it cook with the onions. And then you add the stock gradually. So, 2 cups.
So just for people who don't know the difference in rice, arboreal is a type of rice, not a brand name. Is there a reason you use that one versus, say, regular white rice?
I think the kind of starch in this rice gives the dish a creamier texture rather than sticky like regular white rice. So stir that. And at this point I'm going to put in the rest of my seasoning. I really wish you guys could smell this. This is delicious. Right. My mushrooms are stirred.
Looks like they're cooking down pretty good. Yum yum. I can't wait to taste this.
Splattered a little bit, that's alright.
Gotta spill some or it won't taste right.
That's true. Okay, mushrooms are cooking down. That's good. And I don't know if I specified this before, but you cook these until all of the liquid is gone. It's all evaporated and they are nice and browned. And then you will add them to your rice when all of the stock is mixed in. So this is ready to add the stock, and you need 6 cups of vegetable stock. One of these is 32 ounces, which is 4 cups, in case you didn't know that. So I use a whole one, and then this is a piece of one that we'll measure out later. So you add this gradually, and you know, like you said, if you don't spill a little, then it's not good. Add it gradually until it's all absorbed.
Rice gets soaks it up pretty quickly then.
It does. It does soak up pretty quickly. Remember to keep stirring your mushrooms because you don't want them to stick to the pan. You don't want to have to clean up a big kitchen mess after you're done cooking. You want to eat. Because eating is good. It says to add it in half-cup increments, but you don't really have to do that. You can just add until you feel like that's enough. And then stop and let it absorb. Because that's what I do. And it tastes good every time. We're getting close to the end of our box. It's getting nice and thick. It doesn't look like it'll be a whole lot at the beginning, but it actually makes a really big pot of this stuff. And it feeds, portionally, it probably feeds about 6 people. But, you know, who actually looked at the portion sizes? Come on. Come on. I already measured out my 2 extra cups. Luckily that piece of box that I had actually was 2 cups exactly. So that's really lucky. The mushrooms are almost done over here. They're getting nice and brown. Do you smell them? Can you guys smell? Can you smell?
Boy, it's still bad we don't have any smell-o-vision.
No.
That rice is like little sponges. It just sucks it up. Turns it into starchy goodness. I bet this isn't on the Atkins diet.
Probably not. But we're not on the Atkins diet.
We're on the seafood diet.
Seafood eating. Yeah. But, you know, take in regard your food allergies too, because you don't want to die while you're eating food. Because I think that would just be like one of the worst ways to die. Like people always think, oh, dying because I ate something would be awesome because I'm dying doing what I love. But no, it's not awesome. Our mushrooms here, I think, are done. So, turn those off. Move them from the heat. Set them there.
Gosh, they smell good. Oh. Make you want to slap your mama. Better not. Yum.
Now it looks like all the liquid's not absorbed yet, but that's actually just the starch coming out and making it sort of like
Creamy, gravy-ish, kind of saucy.
And even if you did add too much, you have more rice, you can go back and add a little more rice and get that soaked up. No big deal.
So the mushrooms go in yet? Did the mushrooms go in yet?
Not yet.
You serious? Pretty duck lips. Could you put the mushrooms in yet?
No. Well, you could. And that would get the mushrooms to soak up the flavor of the onions. So we very well could do that, but that's not what the recipe says. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add the mushrooms I decided. Let me get a better grip on this pan first. Go ahead and add them.
Yay!
All them mushrooms.
All them mushrooms. Don't leave one.
Get them in there. Get rid of this.
Oh, that looks so yummy! Oh my gosh! It makes me impatient because it looks so yummy and it smells so good. Yum.
Is it that the gum? Now, if you have those friends who want you to cook for them, but don't like mushrooms, I would suggest cooking this. Because I have friends who don't like mushrooms, and I cooked this, and they absolutely loved it. So, maybe they just never had any good mushrooms.
That's possible. Most people don't know what to do with the mushrooms, really.
I personally prefer the portobello mushrooms, the baby bells, because they actually have a flavor, whereas white cap mushrooms don't really have their own flavor. They just suck up the flavor of whatever you cook them with, like onions or pepper or whatever. So I go for baby portobello mushrooms. Or regular sized portobello mushrooms. If you're grilling out, you can put them on the grill and use that for a burger patty instead of hamburger meat if you're a vegetarian.
Just layer it with some bell pepper and squash and all kinds of yumminess.
Right. Last bit going in.
Yay!
Get that out of here. It's kind of sad when you can have your hand on the spoon in your pot and reach across the kitchen to put a dish in the sink.
Are you telling them about our giant kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a giant kitchen.
Not really. Now we're just going to let this sort of simmer, soak up all that juice. I'm about to try some. Blow it off first because it's hot. Hot still.
About burnt yourself.
Just gonna wait a second. It's hot. Oh man.
Yummy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to eat it.
That's so good. Oh man. So flavorful too. It's just the right amount of salt, not like it's not too salty, it's not too peppery. It's got, you can taste the mushroom, you can taste the onion. Oops. The rice is still a little bit underdone, so we're gonna let it simmer some more. But that is fabulous. The cumin was a great idea. Very good. Last time I used thyme, T-H-Y-M-E, thyme, and it was really good. Not the flavor I was looking for, but it still was good. I think this time I did the right thing with the cumin. Very delicious.
I know it smells fabulous. Of course, it always smells fabulous when you cook. Especially, I love the way you cook.
I cook from the heart.
It makes a difference.
It does. Don't cook because... Don't cook for people because they want you to cook for them. Cook for people because you want to cook for them. Because that's going to make your food so much better.
It's like a magic ingredient, isn't it?
It is. Really. It's cliche, but it's true.
Most cliches are true.
It's true.
Smells fabulous. Did you smell that? It's steaming up the camera. Hang on. Sounds about
I'm
done.
gonna lower the heat while I try this.
Open your lips.
Still hot. Can you see the steam? I think that's done.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Now we just gotta add the cheese,
Oh, I forgot about that part.
which
You're gonna get a cheese ball.
we have here. It is Parmesan cheese, and the recipe calls for half a cup, but here we have almost a whole cup because we like cheese.
Now, is that the shaker cheese?
No, this is a block of Parmesan cheese, freshly grated.
Awesome.
I can open it. There we go. See? Freshly grated. And just sprinkle that over. Stir it in. It gives it doesn't overpower it, but Parmesan cheese does have a pungent flavor.
They could probably use a Assaggio or Romano if they wanted, if they don't like Parmesan.
That would be good.
Or actually Swiss if they even wanted a more mild flavor than that.
Yeah. But we here like Parmesan cheese because it's good. Get that nice and mixed in. Don't want it clumpy because you want it all around.
It's mostly just for flavor, not like the main additive of the dish, right? Just
Right.
for flavor.
Just for a nice little extra tang from the Parmesan. Parmesan. It's all in. Mix that up. And it's ready to serve. Alright. We're all good. And that should be delicious. Thank you for joining us on My Inappropriate Kitchen, even though it wasn't terribly inappropriate today. But thank you for joining us, and I'm Erin.
And I'm Wendy.
Bye!